Well, friends, good morning. So good to be with you today. Thank you so much for coming to this forum. It's one of two in which we'll have the opportunity to hear from leaders and participants in all of our ministries across the church and reflect on our treasure in the form of ourselves and our time and talent. We'll have an opportunity here today from folks across worship and weekly opportunities that we have to participate, opportunities within the community, and then like what makes this place run. Don't run out of here. We'll actually hear from something about vestry and buildings and grounds. Nobody run out. So we'll hear from altar guild vergers, Eucharistic ministers, newcomers in hospitality, buildings and grounds vestry, daily prayer, the wedding ministry, and Steph Joe is going to take us home on the back half for children, youth, and family as I go meet a family who's going to have their child baptized here at the 10:30 this morning. Our hope is that you'll respond generously to this campaign as you do to everything that we do here. And I'm not going to ask for a show of hands, but like you could give a show of hands if you wanted. How many people have filled out the form either online or in the one that was mailed to you that lays out all of the opportunities? Okay, if you have, there was like a half raise in the back there. There was a half raise. If you haven't, good news. We have pens and we have paper. And you can fill it out today. And even if you're currently serving in a ministry, there might be something else that is pulling on your heart. So, with that, let us say a quick prayer, and then I'll outline how this is going to happen. And I just want you to think about the match game and speed dating. That's all I'm going to say. The Lord be with you.
And also with you.
This is a prayer of self-dedication from our Book of Common Prayer. It's prayer number 61 that's in the back. Almighty and eternal God, so draw our hearts to you, so guide our minds, so fill our imaginations, so control our wills, that we may be wholly yours, utterly dedicated unto you, and then use us, we pray, as you will, and always to your glory and the welfare of your people. Through our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
All right. So, in the spirit of, we've got 8 or 9 ministries we're going to hear from today, and we've got about probably 40 minutes. So, think of this like the dating game, right?
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, 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 exactly. And I'm going to ask you some questions about your ministry. And, just, I don't know, give us like the 30-second, the 60-second, the 90-second elevator speech about what it is that you do. You can also answer things like, what do you love about what you do? What were you surprised to learn about your ministry? Just tell us the good surprises, not the difficult ones. What is the time commitment and skills needed? Or you could tell us a story. So I'm going to start. Everybody that's up here is worship related. So Deb is vergers. Jane is Eucharistic ministers. Damon is altar guild, and Andrew is representing newcomers and hospitality. He also could be representing acolytes, but we're going to do that next week. Okay, all right.
So you have to come back.
You have to come
Stay
back.
tuned.
Stay tuned for part 2. So Deb, go.
Go.
Good morning, everyone. In describing a verger, oftentimes it's referred to as ringmaster. We don't really like to think of it that way, even though it probably is. We try to coordinate everything with clergy right before the services to make sure there isn't any new surprises coming along or anything we should be aware of for their sake. Our job is to know every other job. From usher to EM to altar guild to lector, because you never know when you're going to have to fill in because someone was not able to show up or forgot or whatever the case may be. But You do have to have a knowledge of everything that is going on. You want to have an awareness of what your clergy likes and dislikes are. Some like things done one way, someone else might want it done another way. So you sort of
That never happens.
Present company. But it's just an awareness of what's going on during the service. After it's all set, you want to make sure the Eucharist elements are all prepared correctly, because that's a huge part of the service, at least for me anyway. That's the most important part. But well, your sermons are very nice too.
Sometimes.
Okay. For me, it's the Eucharist, but you want to be sitting there and being aware of, you kind of have your one eye on the clergy to see if they need something, cough drop, glass of water, tissues, and the other kind of on the congregation to make sure there isn't anything happening out there that you need to be aware of and go take care of right away. So just kind of, I think the biggest strength you have to have is awareness of everything, of all the tasks, and what's going on in the presence.
And I think of you like air traffic control, honestly. It's really important because you all make the service run well.
We try.
I mean, there are mornings, I won't say how many, where the clergy might be like rolling in at 8:17, 8:18, 8:19.
8:27.
That's not me, I'm just saying. And it's definitely not Glenn, I leave the rest to you. Sorry, David, if you're watching this, I so apologize. But really, there is a trust that we all have in you, and this is the first church that I've served in that has vergers, and it is just a blessing and a gift. So, and I think you're right that like all of the folks that are sitting next to you, who we're going to hear from, you have to know something about each of their roles. So this would be for someone who feels like they're pretty good working under with lots of balls, sort of to keep in the air, and have at least a general understanding of everything that's happening in setting up the service.
Very much so.
Yeah. Thank you, Deb. And I think everybody knows everybody here, but maybe just say your name and maybe how long you've been here in case people don't know that.
Deb Dickinson, how long have I been here? Probably since about 2010, somewhere in there. No, we joined in 2013. We were getting married and doing all that fun stuff.
Great.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Jane Miller. I've been here 20 some odd years, I think. I really have no idea how long I've been in EM, and how long have we been vergers?
And what's EM stand for, Jane?
Carol retire.
Probably 10 years, and everything that Deb said about verging is absolutely true. But I'm here to talk about Eucharistic ministers, and the Eucharistic ministers are so important. They're an integral part of our worship, given the fact that our liturgy is surrounded based on the Eucharist. And I think that for me, one of the things that is so important about it is, our table is open to everyone. It is Christ's table, it is God's table. And being a Eucharistic minister is just a very profound way to be able to share in a tangible way the love of Christ. I mean, there's something very special about standing there and offering a chalice to someone and saying, the blood of Christ, the cup of salvation, even if you don't know that person. So, that is really kind of one of the things that has evolved for me over the years. It's not a difficult job. You don't really need any special skills other than a willingness, because Deb and I will train you, and you really can't make a mistake. So a willing and open heart is the most important thing. The only thing, I was trying to think about what surprised me. I think the only thing that really surprised me, that was kind of hard to think about, but I think the only thing I could think of is the fact that some people stand there and they don't make any effort to help you with the chalice.
Yeah.
They stand there with their arms at their sides, expecting you to,
Open up.
like you're giving them medicine. Now, I do realize that is based upon what their prior experiences and background and what their prior faith community is. So we try to constantly, say, it's okay, you can help me. Time commitment wise, there is no hard and fast rule. I would like to think that people could at least serve once a month. I'm currently the one doing the scheduling, and I emphasize currently.
Watch out.
We have, at this point, we have 6 EMs every Sunday, 2 at 8:30, 4 at 10:30. Then we have 2 at 5 o'clock once a month. But in addition to that, there are special services like funerals, sometimes have Eucharist, weddings sometimes have Eucharist. The one thing I am very grateful that we do have a wonderful group of Eucharistic ministers who are so willing to give up their time to this congregation to enhance our worship.
We can always use.
Great.
Yeah.
I saw one quick comment wanted to be made, so hold on, I have to give you the mic because otherwise people on Zoom won't hear you. Who are you, and tell us your comment.
Hi, I'm Marla, and so coming from not being used to, not being very graceful with a common cup, what on earth is the ideal situation for those of us coming to take the cup? Like, what do you want us to do when we come up there to take the
Yeah, I mean, when we hand it to you, we will keep our hands on it, but you can also help guide it to your lips.
Yeah, we don't want to hit any teeth.
Yeah.
From the bottom?
From the bottom.
Either, the bottom or,
Or
the side,
yeah,
or the cup itself
whatever's-
is fine.
whatever's available.
You're welcome.
Always wondered.
Don't ever be afraid to ask.
Never met you. Who are you?
My name is Damon Myers. I'm here today representing Altar Guild. I don't know how, I've been here for about 10 years. Well, officially here for about 10 years. My mother moved to Lancaster a couple years before we did, and we were coming here on a regular basis. But we've been officially here for about 10 years from Brooklyn, New York. Feels like a long time ago. Been doing Altar Guild for 4 or 5 years. I do the schedule, which Deb is very grateful for.
Well, let's be honest, you didn't like my format.
I didn't like her format. So I was just like, I can help you with that.
It's yours.
It's mine now, I'm stuck with it. We have a great group. We also typically are able to limit participation to once a month. Of course, at 8:30, 10:30, 5 o'clock, we do occasionally, most of the time if it's a wedding or a funeral, the vergers just take care of it. But if it's going to be a big one, sometimes they will ask us to come to a wedding or a funeral. And people participate as they're able. We have some people that will take 2 or 3 months off because they're traveling or whatever. All of that's fine. We have a nice group. Everybody covers for each other. If somebody gets hurt or has to be out, we've never had a problem. It's a good group. It is a beautiful thing if you like being behind the scenes. You're like back in the sacristy, and it's a wonderful atmosphere back there. There's a lot going on right before the service, but there's also a lot of love and the Holy Spirit floating around back there as well. So it's a really beautiful way to be involved. And as both of my former colleagues here have mentioned, it is a beautiful thing to be part of that, part of this, in some small way, part of the Eucharist, which is such an important part of our worship. So there were some challenges during COVID.
A little bit?
Yeah.
A few?
But we got through those, and we actually learned a few things. And I'll just point out that the evolution of how we ended up with grape juice on the sides, we kind of all take that for granted now, but that's a big, important thing that we did. It's really, really cool. And so it's just nice to be a part of all of that. So if you like to be behind the scenes, if you like the idea of once a month, low pressure, a lot less pressure now that COVID is over, and working with these lovely people, Altar Guild might just be for you.
I will say all of our lay ministries they're flexible schedules. If you're,
If you sign up for a particular week and then all of a sudden something comes up, you either send out a group email to your group that you're involved with, and somebody usually says, "Oh, I can take that Sunday."
Yep.
So it's not hard and fast that you signed up for something and all of a sudden, if somebody invited you to go to Europe, go to Europe. But it's all very flexible, so that's a really good part about all the lay ministries.
Agreed. We'll say we have a really fabulous Christmas party as well.
I can attest to that. I went this year.
Here.
All right, well, good morning, everyone. My name is Andrew Flinchball, and I'm representing the Newcomers Committee today. As the name implies, or actually I should start, I've actually been attending St. James for about 11 years, officially a member for 10 years with my parents. And so I'm representing the Newcomer Committee here today. As the name implies, the newcomers, we're representing folks who, and trying to support the process of visitors and what that looks like from start to finish of someone maybe attending a Sunday morning service, maybe a Saturday evening mass, to maybe participating in an urban well offering. And so for someone who is visiting St. James, but maybe wants to get more engaged and more involved, what does that process look like? What are the touch points? And how can we really map that process out and help to refine it to really make certain that everyone who wants to get more involved at St. James has that opportunity. And so whether that's filling out a Get Connected card on a Sunday morning and having an opportunity to connect with a clergy member for a cup of coffee, to maybe participating in a newcomer reception on the first Sunday of every month, roughly, in the rectory. There are opportunities for our committee members and others to support the hospitality aspect of that, providing some light refreshments and just those opportunities for, again, what we call radical hospitality, and really connecting and offering our St. James story to prospective members or just more engaged parishioners and visitors at St. James.
And Andrew, is it fair to say, we have openings right now for summer hospitality hosts, and it's a really light lift. You just show up. You don't have to bring the cookies. You don't have to make the lemonade because Nate does it. You don't have to make coffee. You just show up and you just greet people. Is that right?
It is correct, and it could not be easier. I mean, this is teed up for you to be extremely successful. And so, for those of you who are here today, Michael Cusack was kind enough to serve as host for our summer hospitality after the 8:30 and also 10:30 today. So if you are looking to serve as a host for that extremely easy lift of being a simple summer host, please consider signing up, getting in touch with either myself, Steph Joe, Mother Stacy, or Michael. It's a great opportunity, and really in terms of skills of whether you're participating in that particular aspect or just continue to support our newcomer committee, you could be a seasoned Episcopalian or someone who is a brand new visitor and newcomer or member of St. James. We're very excited to have anyone who is willing to help us refine the process of getting more engaged at St. James and continue to grow their own spiritual journey. So please consider joining our mission and supporting us. And if it's being a summer hospitality host, we would greatly appreciate that. So.
Perfect. Thank you.
Just want to mention, there is a list over there and lots of dates.
Oh, there's a list and there's dates. Making a list, checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Very good.
One final thing here.
Oh, what?
If you haven't met Nate or don't know Nate, we run to Nate for so much. He's our guy. So he deserves as much credit as anybody else.
Amen. Friends, I'm going to pass you off to Steph Joe. I think maybe let's just open it up and see if there's questions or feedback, and then let's have the second grouping come up, and that's right on this list here.
Great.
All right,
Sounds
thanks.
like a plan. All right, do we have any questions for this amazing crew? Thank you, Mother Stacy. See you in a bit. Any questions? Yeah.
For
Jeremiah.
people who don't know, not saying that I wouldn't know, what does Altar Guild do?
So to repeat the question, what does Altar Guild do?
Okay. Yeah, I didn't go into specifics, but basically preparing all the elements of the Eucharist. So, and you do that in collaboration with the vergers.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Jane. We appreciate you so much. We'll see you over there.
I can answer those
Going for the
questions.
10:30.
And so that's, there's some coordination there with if it's 8:30 or 10:30, what the number should be, what you're setting for. What I typically do is stay back until the ushers bring the number, and then I do the adjustments, and then you can go out to the, to the sanctuary at that point. So it's the wine, it's the wafers. There are some other things. Grape juice now is one of the elements. We do have 2 different kinds of gluten-free elements, but it's not difficult. Everything you need is in the sacristy. Deb is responsible for, does a great job of keeping, everything in stock, and so it's very, very straightforward.
Great question. Anything else? All right.
Okay.
Well, Damon and Andrew, thank you so much.
Round 1.
That's
Round
right.
one.
Round 1 done.
All right, let's call up our next contestants. All right, so we have Marianne here, and we have Chuck here, and Tim here, and Debbie Miller here, and myself. Am I missing anyone? You're the next contestants. Dun, 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 dun.
Big money, big
Dun,
money.
dun, dun,
Price is right
dun,
here,
dun,
so.
dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
I think we're good. I think we're set. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so we'll go down the line again, and we'll start with you, Tim. And Tim, you're here today representing our daily office, correct? And things that can be done throughout the week here at St. James. So if you want to introduce your full name and say how long you've been here and what you're up to.
All right, my name is Tim Mackey, and I've been here for over 30 years, so this is definitely my home. But interestingly enough, when I first came here, I did not understand what daily offices meant. We didn't celebrate them at that time, like most small parishes. When Father Peter Eaton came, the daily offices began. And that includes morning prayer, noonday prayer, evening prayer, and compline. Most small parishes simply don't have the numbers in order to do this. But we do it on Mondays and Fridays at 8:30 in the morning for morning prayer. And you can connect with us either through Zoom, through our website, or you can come in person because I'm in the chapel at that time. We also have evening prayer on Wednesdays and on Sundays, around 5 o'clock, I believe, for evening prayer. 5:30. 5:30, okay. And of course we have compline, I believe, every evening at 9 o'clock. So these are simply other offerings. Once upon a time, this is where the monks did their prayers every single day at those times. Well, we're offering it to you. And it's been a fabulous experience. It's very simple. It's about a half hour. The prayers are already in our Book of Common Prayer. I send out the Zoom invitation. You can come on through Zoom or in person. Zoom has become a big deal with this because in the morning we have a gentleman comes on from Mississippi. We have another young lady who comes on from Houston, Texas. We have a British priest come in every once in a while. Of course, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon there for morning prayer, which is a little odd. And so we can't get away from the Zoom or we'd cut them off. So we've created more of a hybrid program where you can come in person if you wish, or simply connect with us online or through Zoom. Once you come, I get your email address, and then each week I will send you out the Zoom invitation with the readings. And usually I give a list of people who will have a chance to read at that time. I can't think of any other questions, but I think what you're hearing this morning from all of us is an invitation. An invitation either to join us, to participate, or an invitation to take that next step, maybe toward leading. If the idea of a verger scares the bejeebies out of you, I understand that completely. You might want to start with Altar Guild, or you might want to start as an EM and work your way in toward that direction. So all of us here are issuing really an invitation to participate. All right? Any questions?
Thank you, Tim. Tim, did you say how long you've been part of St. James? How long have you been part of St. James?
Over 30 years.
You did say that. All right, over
Yep.
30 years.
Yep.
Amazing. All right, thank you, Tim.
I'm Debbie Miller, and officially here 10 years, probably attending 11. I was in the Andrew Flinchbaum class of membership. I'm representing being the wedding coordinator, which sounds like I could be the person that wrangles the bridezillas, but it's not. It's more about being, and why does it have to be the bridezilla? Because there could be a groomzilla. So let's be, or the mother of the bridezilla. Okay, anyway. Being the wedding coordinator is not so much being the bridal coordinator as it is being the facilities coordinator on the day of a wedding. A lot of times it's folks that aren't necessarily familiar with St. James or our liturgy, so that's really helpful to know. You're also part event planner, which I kind of like, and who doesn't like a wedding? So there's that. And you're also a little bit of a calm presence. I mean, emotions and nerves can be high the moment before we walk down the aisle, and you just go, everything's fine, you look great, it's time to walk. And they love you. I'm also Eucharistic minister here and lector, intercessor at times, so that kind of helps because there's been times I've had to step in at a wedding and do those parts, but not usually. Our vergers are really good at being there and being present. And the other important part of being involved in a wedding is that you're really just assisting the clergy. They set the tone, they meet with the couple the night before or the day before for the rehearsal and go over things, and then you just answer questions in support of the clergy. The other nice thing about being wedding coordinator is that it's been now 7 months since we had our last wedding here, December. So some years I think there were 0 weddings, some years as many as 4. So you can kind of say, like the other roles we talked about, I can't make it that weekend. And there's a lot of people already in place at St. James that have also helped a lot. Chuck's wife, Missy, is often a really good go-to person to have on the days that I'm there. I like knowing Missy's there too. Chuck's moved furniture on the days of weddings. There's a whole team of people that come together. And it's another great way to kind of celebrate our liturgy that I think is beautiful. And help families on a very important day of their lives.
Great, thank you, Debbie. Marianne.
Thanks. So I'm Marianne Murata. I've been a member here somewhere around 12 to 15 years. I really don't remember. I guess buildings and grounds, I can summarize very quickly by saying our campus is over 275 years old. So with that comes a lot of needs. And really what Buildings and Grounds does is we meet once a month, the second Tuesday at 7 o'clock. We meet over Zoom, which allows us to accommodate people that may or may not want to drive at night. And we review the needs of our buildings and grounds. It's not surprising to hear that a slate fell off the roof that week, or a pipe broke, or the HVAC system, which we all know breaks down and needs replacement. And although we don't do the actual work, we might help the facilities manager to get all of the pieces rolling. Some of the people on the committee might know an HVAC contractor that can do the work, or that has done it previously and knows our church. So it's really a combination of, right now we're 13 members. We're made up of historian, architects, engineers, contractors, business people, and people that just simply care about our buildings and grounds. And that, I think, is really the key to being a member of Buildings and Grounds, is having the care beyond the knowledge. And I'm going back through my notes. I added as a closing comment, which I think makes a lot of sense. The flip side of a challenge is an opportunity. And at St. James, we have plenty of challenges, and therefore we have plenty of opportunities. And I think that goes for Buildings and Grounds as well as all of our committees.
Thank you, Marianne. Chuck?
Well, Marianne and I did not rehearse this, but she walked right into part of my presentation. I'm here to represent the vestry, and I'm going to start there, and then I've got a couple other comments, and I won't take time, but the wheels are cranking now. So I am representing the vestry. If you think of a nonprofit, and it's probably not the best example, but I'm going to use that as an example, the vestry is the board of directors, if you may, of the church family of the parish. Okay, there's 12 members, along with the treasurer, of course, Father David, Mother Stacy, Nicolette Norris as the director of the parish operations. I forget what the title is, but we're the leadership. But keep that term in mind. When I say leadership, it's not the only leadership. I mean, obviously, you've seen those examples this morning. So the vestry is kind of the guidance for the clergy and for the parish. There's 12 members. We each serve a 3-year term. For example, I'm in my 3rd year now, so my time will come to an end at the end of this year. I was also very blessed to ask to be the senior warden this year. Michael Kuzak is in his 1st year, so he has 2 more years following this. Kristen has, I think, 1 more year after this. So we're all in our 3-year terms. If you are interested in a role on vestry, you get to know the good, the bad, and the ugly of the church life, okay? A lot of issues that are very positive. We talk about growth. We talk about opportunities. Sometimes we have to deal with things that aren't so pleasant. I won't go into those. What the process is made out to be, at the end of this year, we'll put together a nomination committee. If you're interested, I would ask you to get with one of us from vestry just to say, hey, I'm interested. Your name will be put into the list. We'll talk about certain individuals. What do you have to offer? Are we going to nominate you as a vestry electorate? Is that the right word? Okay. And then of course we have the parish elections to nominate, to actually elect those members. So it is a process we go through. Again, it is a 3-year commitment. We meet once a month. The 3rd Tuesday of each month we meet at 6:30. Meetings normally last about 8:15. We're very good about getting everybody out of here on time. We do take off the month of July, thank God. So we did give ourselves a little bit of break. But it's just a real honor. Like I said, I kid about it, but I'm not kidding in the sense of what the opportunity, what the responsibility is of the vestry. We're extremely blessed in the variety of people we have in terms of backgrounds, like Mary Ed said with Buildings and Grounds. We have great backgrounds on that vestry committee, and I feel certain it's going to continue to be. So if you have any specific questions, get with me. Again, it's a great experience. If you've never been, I know there's people in this room that have been on vestry, so you know what I'm saying. It's just a real blessing. And then I don't think of it as a chore. I think of it as a blessing. So, Misty and I had first joined, and we were married here at St. James in 2018, and this is our life. I mean, this is our, not just our church life, this is our life here at St. James. Secondly, I told you I was going to take a real quick moment to tell you a story. I know, I'm kind of like preaching to the choir in here, because I think everybody in here has some activity in the life of St. James. I'm going to say this. So we had an experience 2 years ago. Over in North Wildwood. Misty and I have a condo over there. And when I say a condo, Deb's been there, so she knows. That's really stretching it to call it a condo, but it's a great place.
It's wonderful.
It's kind of it is our second home. But anyway, we had an experience there 2 years ago, and in our men's group, we refer to it as a God moment. So we were going to come there for the week. We arrived on Friday night. On Saturday, we sit by the pool, did some cleanup and all that. And there was a gentleman that had a unit down the balcony from us, a guy named Jamie. Jamie at the time, I think he was 52 years old. Jamie's the kind of guy that could not pass your door and either have I would say smart aleck, by another term I would use, either a smart aleck comment, a joke, or just a moment to make you laugh. That was the kind of guy he was. So I was sitting down in a chair, Missy's getting a shower, getting ready to go out to dinner. So Jamie stops by. I was like, hey, you guys here all week? Yeah. He's like, yeah, we're here all week too. He's like, listen, let's get a drink, together. We'll be here all week. Maybe we can go out and get a bite to eat. I was like, okay, cool. He goes, I'm going to go up on his sun deck. He had his laptop. He's like, I have 5 emails to respond, and that's it. I'm done for the week. Said, all right, I'll see you after a while. So Missy, myself, her daughter Liv, and her boyfriend Matt go out to dinner. And when we came back, we got ready to unlock the door, and another guy comes up and is like, hey, Chuck, have you guys been out? I said, yeah, we ran and got a bite to eat. I said, what's going on? Like, did you hear? Did you hear what? He's like, Jamie just passed away. Jamie went up on his sun deck, was doing his emails, and there was a lesson here, had a massive heart attack and died up on the sun deck, 52 years old. And it was crazy. So, we're all like, everybody's kind of like, what did we do? He was, had been taken to the hospital. He passed away on the way. His wife was there, and their 7-year-old son Carter was down at their condo. So some other friends were down there with him. And this is where the God moment comes in. I think I may have said this at men's group, so bear with me, guys, if you've heard the story. So one of the other ladies comes up and says, hey, Chuck, we got to tell Carter what's going on. He keeps asking when his mom and dad are coming back from the hospital. Well, Jamie wasn't. Jamie had passed. And our friend came up to me and was like, Chuck, aren't you a minister or a priest or something? That was a real laugh, okay? Because, and Missy's response was, well, he's an HR guy. Is that the same? Somehow she got construed that I was a chaplain. I think it's because we had talked about our experiences of being a volunteer chaplain at the prison. But anyway, I said, no, I'm not. I said, but it's funny. And Missy goes, well, he's an HR guy. Is that the same thing? So they were asking me if I could go down and help break the news to Carter. And I said, hey, I'm not a priest or a minister or a priest. I said, but I think I can help out. Well, by the grace of God, the chaplain from the hospital showed up. So I didn't have to kick into my service. Here's my point, you all. And again, I'm preaching to the choir. Shouldn't we all be mistaken for priests, chaplains, ministers, whatever the case would be? Because we all are, okay? And my point is, and we got to get this word out, we are such a gift to this neighborhood, to this city here at St. James. So we're all pastors, we're all chaplains. So there is a role for all of us. And I know, again, I'm preaching to the choir because I think everybody in this room has done a lot. And this is the story that we got to continue to get out beyond this room right here, is that let's all be ministers, let's all be priests, let's all be chaplains, okay? Because this is what we're about at St. James. So this is my driving force. Finally, the last the hymn today, now I don't know if this is, I think this may have been by design, but I'm looking at the recessional hymn. Still your children wander homeless. Still the hungry cry for bread. Still the captives long for freedom. Still in grief we mourn our dead. As, O Lord, your deep compassion healed the sick and free to sow, use the love your spirit kindles, still to save and make us whole. I'm thinking, I don't know if this was by design or not, but I'm going to say it wasn't, and it's a God moment. So, I would encourage us to really think about what we want to do in this Time and Talent campaign. There is a lot to do. If it's doing what Michael's doing this morning, if it's hosting, inviting people to the men's group, which y'all knew I was going to get that plugged in, being an usher, whatever the case may be. Deb hit it right. I love being involved with Debbie on wedding days because that's our ministry. We're there to make it a memorable experience for the families, and we're pretty damn good at it.
Yeah, we
Okay?
are. Yeah.
We're pretty good. We call ourselves the 18th. So thanks for that. This is great. Okay, so encourage each other, encourage yourself to be that chaplain, to be that minister. And it's okay to laugh at yourself when you're mistaken as a chaplain, okay? It is pretty funny. Okay? So, yeah,
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you. And I'm Steph Joe. I'm the Director of Children, Youth, and Families here. I've been part of St. James since 2006 when I started singing in the choir as a young adult and was a special guest with Children, Youth, and Families ever since. And now I'm here full time. I'm so grateful and so honored to be here full time working with our children and youth from ages birth to 18, and also been having a lot of fun working with some young adults too. And Jen can attest that we had a really fun time at Southern Market last night after the Sitar Mass. So we have a lot going on, and it's such an exciting place to be and to be working with our young people and our future. And the children just bring so much joy. They always surprise me. I'm not surprised by how much they surprise me. They are God. They are God's love. They emanate it. They don't have to try. I think as we get older and we learn so much, we also unlearn too much. And it's just natural in us. It's natural in them. And to help them develop a heart for service, that's again already there, and develop a heart for a contemplative life, and tools so that they can keep it and don't unlearn it as they get older. And a heart for sharing love, sharing God's love. It's just such a joy. They make me laugh. I was thinking of a story during the winter, did a lesson on Rosa Parks, and we're talking about the bus ban and how that was a huge moment in the civil rights movement, of a huge moment for change. And a 5-year-old just looked at me and went, well, money talks. They're so smart. They just get it. And they ground me. They really do. And this world that is exhausting and constantly spinning, they ground me, and they definitely give me hope. So we have our nursery every Sunday. Many of you in this room have been helpful in the nursery. Thank you so very much. It is an easy task. Yes, it's an easy task. Yeah. We have an anchor in there who's a paid position, and then always need a second adult. We would love more help down there. We have a lovely cohort of little ones who are not difficult. You would not be expected to change diapers or things like that. We'll leave that to the person who's getting paid to do it. But again, that rarely happens. Usually it's just about 3 or 4 really chill toddlers just staring and smiling at each other. It gives a lot of joy. And then our children's chapel, weekly on Sundays, we sing, we tell stories, we pray, we deep breathe, we meditate, and then we reflect with art, and then we go back to the church. If you're interested in being a part of that, we would love to have you. Our youth group, so our teenagers, we have a great group. We have about 22 that are coming regularly. Wow. Yes, isn't this exciting? So the last one we had was our noodle night with August. If you know August Martin, he works down at East St. Noodle and has a passion for cooking and food. And so when we first started our youth group over the winter, asked the kids what their passions are, and a lot of them were really into food. We have a bunch of foodies. And so he came in, and the kids got to stretch their own noodles and assemble. Each one of them got a chef's knife, which made me a little nervous. But they assembled their mise en place. They did all the herbs and the shallots and garlic and things like that, and then we assembled our noodle bowls. So we're having a really great time. Love to have anybody that's interested in being involved in our youth ministry too. And then we have summer camps. We have events every season throughout the year. Advent wreath making, our pancake breakfast, our end of summer, beginning of school year potlucks coming up. So we have something going on every season. Would love to have you involved. So just reach out. All right. Thank you all so much for being here today. Do we have any questions?
Yeah. I just wonder, do you still do what is it called, children's play or what?
Godly play. So yeah, that's a beautiful curriculum that it's very kind of Montessori based and has all these lovely materials that we have in Children's Chapel. And so we do kind of pick and choose the lessons that we use. It's very meditative, very open-ended, a lot of wondering questions. So yeah, if you want to know more about that, I'd be happy to talk more. But yeah, great question. What else for any of us?
You're easy.
Yeah, so you up here we have some more packets. If you didn't already receive this, you can just give us your information if you're interested. Check what you're interested more in. You can also talk to me. You can talk to Stacy. I'm sure any of our presenters today would be happy to have you talk to them. We would love to have you more involved. Thank you for already, like Chuck said, I know we have a lot of preaching to the choir happening here. Thank you for your involvement. We appreciate you. Chuck, Marianne, Debbie, Tim, we already lost Damon and Andrew, Deb, and Jane. Thank you so much for your service, for your heart for ministry.
You are making such an impact.
St. James wouldn't be what it is without all of you. Thank you so much. Make it a special place. All right, everyone. Well, God bless you. We'll see you perhaps in church next, or we'll see you soon. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.